Every year, autumn offers a great opportunity to collect free mulch. If you're into compost, it's also a great chance to get out there and collect enough dry or brown material to last all year. But what are the best leaves and where are the best spots to get them from? Well, as you can see, I'm not in the garden today, I'm out and about because I'm on the hunt for leaves myself. There are two things that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the right type of leaves and I'm looking for leaves in volume because I want to get in and collect as much as I can of the right type of leaves as quickly as possible. It's also important to head out when the weather's dry so you're not collecting wet leaves. The kind of leaves I'm looking for are leaves that are not too big but not too small either. So trees like elms, maples, liquid amber or anything of that similar size are great, but my favourite are oak and pin oak. The reason I like these leaves is because they're a little bit stronger, a little bit more robust, and they tend to last longer in your compost, aerating it a little bit more because there's a bit more structure to them. They also last a really long time in storage. Around me, we have a lot of ornamental or Manchurian pears. They're great, they're really colourful and the leaves are beautiful. But the one thing I find with these is if you don't collect them when they're dry, they can turn into a bit of a soggy mess. I also find sometimes if you put these in compost just as a layer, they will sort of compress down into a wet mass. So you do want to make sure you're mixing them right into your compost. You also want to make sure you get them before the street sweeper does. Small leaves like Chinese elm are fine, they just don't tick the volume box for me. That said, if you have lots of them, by all means use them. Although you may want to avoid things like European ash, sycamore, or even stuff like Japanese maple, because when you collect the leaves, you tend to pick up so many seeds as well. Large leaves like these Plantry leaves certainly tick the volume box, and I've had great success making leaf mulch out of these by mowing them in with my lawn clippings. I do find they're a bit too big for my compost bins though. I've also found they can irritate the eyes, throat and skin when crushed. So you probably want to wear protection when handling these or maybe avoid them altogether if you're particularly sensitive to things like that. So throughout the year, as you're driving around, keep an eye out for certain places, parks or streets that have trees like elms, maples, oaks and the like. Try and look for mature trees. You want bigger trees that are going to drop more leaves, so you've got higher concentration, but also look for areas where you've got a whole row of trees or a whole bunch of trees at the same time. That way, when you come up, there's going to be big piles of leaves and you're going to have a whole lot easier time collecting them. This is one of my favourite streets because there must be almost 50 mature pin oaks here, and even though most of them have dropped their leaves, there's still a large amount of leaf litter on the ground, and some of the residents have even been kind enough to mound them up for me. When you find a great spot, mark it in your calendar and set yourself an annual reminder. Keep in mind that different trees will drop their leaves at different times, so you may need a couple of visits to find the ultimate time for collection. If you're prepared to do a bit of legwork, you'd be surprised how much you can fit in one bag. By compressing them down, this bag will last me at least 3 months, maybe even more. It may not be autumn where you live, but you can still keep your eye out and look for those great locations. So as soon as the weather turns and the leaves start to fall, you'll know exactly where to go to get a massive bounty of autumn leaves.